They couldn't hear my voice, which doesn't really help. But I'm sure, well, touch wood, it should work. Good to see so many people in the audience today as well. I know it's going to be a massive week for us at the Joke community, and we want to stress obviously the importance of the 19th, i.e. Where are we now? 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, Thursday. This Thursday should be a really big day for the community. I think you all know what's happening now. The cat is out of the bag, so to speak. You know we have our very own city within the Infiniverse, built specifically for us. We will by no means be the only inhabitants, but the Joke City is going to open up on the 19th, and we will be the major inhabitants of that city. It's a community that's built mainly for us. I think, if I'm right, it's going to be called Megastar City. I had tried to get the Infiniverse guys to call it Joke City, but that may have gone a step too far. But Megastar City will be opening on the 19th, and our apartments and penthouses will be therein. So just to cover that off, I know people are eager to know where the apartments and penthouses are. They are spread across that city randomly. 10% of our allocation will be penthouses, and there's no way for me or anybody on the team to know. Even the guys at Multiverse and Infiniverse will not know what code gives what. So you will get given a code in your ticket, and then you will need to go into you can just go to your Multiverse Online account, enter that URL, and it will ask, do you want to attach this apartment to your account? And you'll click yes at that point. You won't, unless you've got an Oculus, be able to go in and visit it. You will be able to customize it from your multiverseonline.io account, but unless you've got an Oculus headset, you're not going to go in and be able to visit that. So hopefully in the future, should you wish, you can go in there. Hopefully everybody has seen the reveal, so you should have seen the video that shows what the apartments and the penthouses look like. They are amazing, like you wouldn't believe. So if you haven't seen that video, go onto our social. I'm sure one of the guys in here can share that video while we're on here for people if they haven't seen it. It was shared by Infiniverse themselves, showing what the Joke apartments will look like and what the penthouses will look like. This is a major update to the Infiniverse that's happening on the 19th to coincide with our drop of our apartments and penthouses. I'm just going to pause for a second. Jane, can you just confirm that this is going out live on YouTube properly?
I do see it listed live under Future of Web3 Metaverse, but it's continuing to buffer for me. So I did hear sound for a short moment, but it keeps buffering, but it could be my computer.
Yeah, I'm sure if you did hear a bit of sound, then it's fine, because it's only me that's speaking. But if somebody else can quickly check as well, that'd be great. So look, how good are these Joke apartments and penthouses going to be? It's going to be extremely rare, like you wouldn't believe, within the Infiniverse. And I know we are all in the Infiniverse. Everybody who's bought an apartment there or bought a property there believes in their heart of hearts that these will get turned into NFTs. My personal opinion, and it is only my personal opinion, is there wouldn't be 400,000 apartments sold within that Infiniverse if most of the people that had gone in and bought them didn't believe that they would turn into NFTs and become able to be marketed on the open, on the major NFT exchanges in the future. I'm pretty confident that that will happen, and hopefully a lot of you have also watched many of the interviews and videos that I had with San Shepherd. So San is the project lead CEO at Multiverse, and if you haven't watched it, please do watch as many of those videos as you can, because it gives you a really good understanding of what he believes the future of the metaverse is, and what our place within that is, and what Megastar City will be. So it is intended that this will become a hub for entertainment within the Infiniverse, and many of the people from the other cities around will be coming to there as an entertainment centre, and obviously we are at the very heart of that. When it opens on the 19th, you do have the ability to go and buy other properties therein. If you've got an Oculus, you can go in and buy other properties, be that a storefront, apartment or penthouse. So there are, well, we by no means are anywhere near a very large percentage of that. We are just all concentrated within that city. Just to remind people, you will be getting your codes prior to the opportunity to claim. So if there is any delay whatsoever, I will delay everybody to make it fair, because I don't want some people getting their codes before others. Because when you go into the Infiniverse and claim, so once claiming is live, those that claim first will be closest to the centre of the city. That's a fact. There's no other way to do this. So the apartments and penthouses will be allocated completely randomly from the centre out. So I don't know whether you'll get a penthouse or an apartment. I don't know where you're going to get it, but those that go first and are quickest will be nearest to the centre of that city. And obviously we are having a club within that city, right in the centre of that city. So you will be closest to the club if you go and claim. The next question we're going to get asked is, when is that open? As it stands, I think the information has just been dropped that it's going to be 8 p.m. UTC. As it stands, things are obviously subject to change, so that could happen, that could change, we don't know, but at least if it's 8 p.m. UTC, it does give the guys in the US a chance to get in, and it's not in the middle of the night for you guys either. So be ready. As I say, don't panic, because until all the codes are sent out to everybody, we're not gonna open the opportunity for you to be able to claim anyway. So bear with us as a team, because there's an incredible amount of work that has to go on tomorrow and Wednesday to make this happen for everybody. So please be patient. Bear with us, bear with me and the team, because it's going to be a lot of work. While I'm sat here, I'm just going to see if, please, can everybody, if you've got a chance, if you've got a question that you want answering specifically, either put your hand up, or if you want, please type the question into the AMA live chat, which is just above the joke AMA sessions where you joined this. So there is a specific chat section just for questions asked during this AMA. Mark's put, do we have a time on the 19th? Yeah, as we believe it to be the 8 p.m. UTC. I'm just going to read through a couple of the others. Nobody else just yet. But if you want to go and look at that video, look at the video of what you are going to get. So you are getting an apartment or a penthouse that is completely custom. It's got a cannon on the balcony randomly. But it's all joke branded. It's got the joke carpet, joking jungle cats on the walls, joke logos on the walls. Nobody's going to get anything like this ever again in the Infiniverse. So you've got something completely unique. And when these come to be able to be sold on the open NFT sites, which again is what I believe will happen, there's no guarantee of that. So yeah, we'll have to watch out for what happens and how the marketing and sales of any of the NFTs within the Infiniverse comes out in the future. So Big Ben says, what will happen to the unclaimed apartments and penthouses that were created? The unclaimed ones sit within the project. So anything that's unclaimed sits within the joke community, and we will decide what happens with those in the future. And I haven't decided as yet what's going to happen. So they are owned by the project, and at some point in the future we will decide what we're going to do with them. So I don't know the exact answer to that yet. You've got a 10% chance of getting a penthouse, and that's the same for everybody. So
All right.
who was that? Was that you, Antoine?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Yeah, good mate. You?
I'm trying to make it. It's been hard, but it's okay. Are we going to be able to mint and farm our NFTs, the other ones that we have, the ones that we got from the first project? Are we going to be able to mint our jungle cats? That's what I want to know.
I don't quite understand the question. If you had
So,
an original, one of the original joke NFTs, you will have received a jungle cat in
yeah,
exchange for it, but those ones did not entitle you to an apartment.
no. So, are we going to be able to? So the NFT is going to be able to be put like we do the coins on the night swap. That's what I'm asking.
What, as in staking?
Yes.
Yeah, so the jungle cats will be stakeable at a point in the future. The devs are still working on it, and exactly how it's going to work depends on all sorts of things like the market, the price of the token, etc. And we all know that, just to cover off the fact that crypto, well, I don't really like using this phrase, but crypto shat the bed last week because of the thing that happened with UST. The whole crypto market had been teetering for a while, deciding whether it was going to start to push or BTC was going to drop off again. And obviously what was done with UST and the Luna token in you're looking at a top 10 crypto project that went to zero, which pretty much nobody's seen something like that happen before. The reason it happened is because somebody manipulated the market, and UST was built to become a stable coin, but it had some faults in it, and it was able to be manipulated. So Luna collapsed overnight, and I know Luna was a big Terra was a big project, but when it's not built on solid foundations, that's when you get a problem. And lots of people panicked. Lots of people are buying into Luna now at, because it collapsed down to, well, they had to issue so many more billions or trillions of tokens. I don't know the exact numbers, but they caused a lot of problems. And then obviously a lot of people then panicked, sold. Bitcoin's price reduced significantly because the Bitcoin that was held by the project had to be sold off to try and sustain UST. It all got very complicated, and a lot of people panicked and sold off, and the whole market damped last week, which we all saw. Gratefully, obviously, Joke wasn't hit too hard because we're paired against BNB. I know BNB went down a fair bit, but there's still a lot of people buying into Joke. I saw some decent buys going in today as well. So in the news, we have renewed the farms and the raid on NightSwap today. So you will see announced over the next couple of days that the farms and the raids have been renewed for another 3 months. I'm minded really not to have staking of the jungle cats live while we're in a raid and a farm. So the raid and farm for the token is live on NightSwap and is going to continue for another 3 months. So any of you that have got Joke token and BNB paired up, you're now in a position where you will be earning nights for the next 3 months. That probably takes us, and again, none of this is financial advice, I'll be clear on that. This is only my personal opinion. That takes us through to August. And it's probably around that time a lot of people that talk about, or a lot of people that are in the know and talk about the market a lot that I follow, are predicting sort of August onwards for a big run, a bull run on crypto coming up to sort of October, November. Who knows what happens past that, but it's really then you get your altcoin season. I have to apologise, I'm struggling because I've got a chest infection that I picked up last week. So we're not going to keep this. We're not going to have this for an hour today for certain, because I'm definitely struggling. But if people have got questions, please do put them into that chat. And I'm gonna let me just click through and see if there's anything else. When you say claim our apartments with a code on Multiverse Online, does that claiming go live at the same time as opening of the city, or will be able to enter our code ahead of time? I don't think you'll be able to enter your code ahead of time, and the codes will be released. We haven't even got the codes yet, so when we've got the codes, we will then release them. You will then be able to claim once you've got the code. So there's no guarantee what time that will be, because we've got 1,000+ codes to release to people. Yeah, so we've got who's did somebody want to ask something?
Yeah, this is Brad. How y'all doing?
Hey, Brad.
So I just had a question. If you have multiple apartments or NFTs, the claiming process going to work? Do you claim one or all of them at the same time?
So you will have. So each code is effectively a URL. So it might say, and I don't know that this is, it will say something like multiverseonline.io / and a bunch of letters and numbers. So if you've got, say you've got 10 apartments to claim, you will get 10 URLs given to you. You will click on each URL, and each one you will then go, it will say, do you wish to add this to your account? And you will click yes. So it's going to take, it'll take as long as it takes you to click 10 URLs and 10 yeses, if you see what I mean.
All right.
Oh, that's pretty easy. That's good.
So you don't have to claim them all one after the other. Obviously, if you want them all as close to the centre of the city, then yes, you would do that. But equally, I would imagine, and this is not fact, this is me just guessing, if you clicked 10 times on the trot, you might get 10 apartments, right? There's no... You would be unlikely to get... Well, this is the thing. Obviously, the penthouses and apartments are distributed randomly across the map. So there won't be that many penthouses right in the centre. I suppose if you wanted to guarantee yourself the biggest chance of getting a penthouse right in the centre, you would probably just click the 10 and go for it. There's no way... Look, there is literally no way to know what you're going to get, because even we don't know. So we're just going to get given over 1,000 URLs. I suppose if you were really clever and you had your Oculus on and you stood in the city and you watched the allocation going on, you might be able to, sort of say, right, that building is getting to the top now, I'm going to go for it now. But I don't know whether that's going to work either. I think you're probably best advice would be just to claim as quickly as possible and get as many as near to the centre as possible. But
hey, Simon,
go on.
I was just curious. Do you know if the buildings are capped in that city? Because I remember they did it a while back, then they took it off. So 100 cap was removed, and I know they started going up again. So I was just curious if you knew.
I know that what they have done is set the positions of all of our apartments and penthouses already.
Okay.
But also on the 19th, when the city opens up, people are going to go in and buy, like, say that you take the very centre building and you say that our joke club is at the bottom of that. Now, people could go in, and let's say that building is limited to 100 stories, and I don't know whether it is or it isn't, but I'd imagine there's a limit on it for now, while the spawning process takes place. Now, we might have the penthouse of that building. I don't know. And as soon as So when the city starts growing, you're going to see joke logos all over it, because when the joke apartments and penthouses are spawned, but they're unclaimed, there will just be a joke logo on them to start with.
Gotcha.
So you might be
That's
able,
cool.
yeah, you might be able to say, right, I can see more penthouses in the, like third and fourth block back, right? And again, I'm making this up on the fly as I go along, but
Right.
you see what I'm trying to say, right? There might be one penthouse in the centre, and there might be 50 apartments, but as you go slightly more out into the outskirts, there might be a slightly higher concentration of penthouses, because obviously they're not going to give us, or I'd imagine they're not going to give us 5 penthouses in the 5 buildings right in the centre. That would be my guess, but again, I don't know. So we shall see. It'll be as exciting for you guys as it will for us, because we're going to go in there and watch. And San has said to us there are some surprises for the joke community in there that he's not telling us about yet. So there's going to be some stuff that, I'd imagine there's some drops in there that we haven't even seen yet that are going to come in on the day. So we shall see. All will be revealed. But hey, it's a lottery. You have to take your chances.
Yeah, awesome. Well, it's exciting.
Well, look, and hopefully these apartments and penthouses will be incredibly valuable in the future. I think that's what we're all here, really, but we are here also to create a community. So I do want to say to people that, we are going to try and bring some of the world's biggest comedians into that part of the Infiniverse and give them presence there. So to answer one of the questions that was said earlier in terms of what will happen to some of the apartments and penthouses that are not not allocated, as in not claimed, we may well choose to say, right, we've got, for example, Dom Jolly is a really big comedian in the UK. Andy and I are going to see him this Friday at his show. He's got an arena show. So we're going to see him. He's going to be joining the project as one of our co-founders. And we might want to say to him, right, here you go, Dom. Here's an apartment within the Infiniverse for you, and after he's done shows, he might take people back to that apartment. So that that would be the reason we would hold on to some of those to give away to comedians and try and build the community within the area. If we get certain people that contribute a lot, people that are do really well for the project, some of the mods and admins, some of the people that we want to reward, we can then say in the future, right, here you go, take an apartment or it might be in a penthouse. I don't know, because we're not going to know. And there's no peer-to-peer trading as it stands within the Infiniverse. I have a feeling it will happen in the future, but until peer-to-peer trading comes, we won't then be able to open those codes, because let's say I was to put all of those unallocated codes into my account, so I could sit there with, let's say, 100, 200 penthouses and apartments. Until I've redeemed the codes, I wouldn't know what each one was. I wouldn't then therefore be able to put them up for peer-to-peer transfer until I knew what they were. So if I wanted to say, right, let's put a penthouse up for a competition prize, maybe we could do that, but I would have to redeem the code, and equally I couldn't then give the prize away until peer-to-peer trading exists, if you see what I mean. So all of these things will get worked out, but the most important thing at the moment is to get all of you guys, your apartments and penthouses, allocated and into your accounts. I know some people, they probably won't turn up on the day. They'll still get their code, they will still get their apartment or penthouse, and they'll still be incredibly valuable in the future. Look, I know we all want to get in there in the centre. I will be trying to get one myself in the centre. I'd love to have that. And I'm in the same boat as all of you guys. So I will be, I'll be making exactly the same choices and taking my chances the same as all of you, because I don't have any property in that city. And I'd very much like to have a property in the building that has our club in it, because that's, you're therefore right in the centre of the map. But we'll see. We'll see how it all pans out. But it's an enormous opportunity for the community, and we want to build an active community within that VR space. That's the important thing for all of the events that we run in the future. The whole project is about community. It's called the Joke Community. You know, we are here to run a metaverse project within the Infiniverse and other virtual metaverses. And as we expand, this can be and will be the centre of our universe. I can see Mick's come up on stage. Did you want to ask a question, Mick, or you got anything you want to say around the project?
Yeah. I don't have a question, but I just wanted to remind people of the overall market condition. And like, remember to zoom out and realize, like, all right, these smaller projects they're getting on their feet, they're building stuff, they're growing, they're moving. But during these times when there's a lot of FUD out there, people are looking to blame others. Support your local projects, because we take a lot of flack. We get called scammers and manipulators and everything else. And I just try to remind people, zoom out. Our project is fine. Joke is moving forward like nothing else. It's amazing, and our token is outpacing most of the market with Bitcoin. So take advantage of that. A down market is an opportunity, especially if you're farming with NightSwap. This is a time for you to accumulate more Joke tokens, accumulate more projects that you're interested in, almost for free. You know, you pair your Joke up with BNB, it starts printing out Night for you. You take that Night and recycle it into something else over and over again. This is an opportunity it's going to shake out a lot of people. A lot of people are hurting. I understand that. My portfolio is down significantly. I was interviewed on the local news because of that. It was fun. But everybody needs to breathe and take a moment to figure out what your investment strategy is and your timeline, and farm your way to that. It's a really great strategy. Not financial advice, of course, but
yeah, I get what you're saying. Mick.
Support your local community and your local projects. Seriously, we need a pat on the back sometimes.
And I think this is a fundamental thing that I've been talking about a lot, is that, you know, the change in the whole of the crypto market is coming, and it's purely because there are so many shit coins, scams, rugs, even projects that appear to be genuine and they promise a lot but they do nothing. Like, there's so many projects out there saying we are metaverse this and we're going to do XYZ, and they've done nothing. Right, they're just making promises, and there's no, you know, team isn't visible. You know, the people behind it, no business experience. They're launching a project to just get people to invest in hopium, right? And hopefully, over the next couple of 3 months, the whole market is changing round to help projects and make people realise that the projects that are actually doing things and genuine, like us, you know, we like to say you can see who we all are. We've all got significant amounts of business experience. We've got billionaires that are in this project backing us and working with us and mentoring us and helping us. Many projects, like the vast majority of projects that are out there are shit coins or nothing, or just there to attract people to invest. And that's where I think it's changing. The whole market is starting to wise up to the fact that you need to understand what you are investing in and what are the core fundamentals and what are your investment strategies. And again, I know that starts to sound like financial advice. It's not. It's, if you were going to go out and spend money investing in a real business, you would not invest in a business that said we're going to sell X widget possibly in the future. Please deposit your money here and maybe we will do what we say we're possibly going to do, because that is the majority of projects out there. That's 99% of projects out there, and we are in that 1% who do show who we are. We have significant business experience. We are running a project that is very, very, very close now to driving real revenue in terms of fiat revenue for tickets. Only today I've been speaking to one of the biggest management groups in the UK who manage 60 plus comedians, and all of those names that they deal with are all on TV in the UK regularly. And they came to me today, want a meeting. So it's not hard to imagine getting to a scenario where we are running significant numbers of events with household names. But we also want to support the little guys. That's the whole point of the project, is to get a stage for comedians to be able to earn from their material what they deserve. And that's a really important fundamental within our project that I think gets overlooked a lot. That, a lot of people in comedy are performing for nothing, or are having to pay to perform, which is, I don't understand, but that's how it is. People are paying to perform on stages, and having to bring, like, there's events called bringer events where you have to bring 5 of your friends with you, because they're obviously going to drink beer in the bar or eat food, and therefore the bar makes money off of your friends, and you get to perform for free maybe at that point, but you're still not getting paid. And fundamentally, these people who are putting their life on the line, like, as in, it must be so hard to go and stand on a stage and be a comic, and this is suppressing talent. So we want to provide, we do want to provide a stage for this, for comedy for free, but also for people to be able to earn revenue. And we will always pay the comedians once we have revenue. So as soon as we're getting shows, some of our shows are getting 18, 20,000 people at them already. And when I've been telling people those numbers, particularly, pro comedians, they're like, are you serious? And people have said to me, what do we have to pay? What's it going to cost us? I'm like, it's not going to cost you anything to come and perform on our stage, right? We'll bring the audience, you bring the talent, and we will get to the point where we will be able to reward you significantly for that. And that's where we're going with this. We're not agents, we're not promoters. We're not here to take a shed ton of money out of the comedians' hands. We're here to put that power back in the hands of the comedians. So I need people to understand the difference between a pump and dump. Like many of these tokens, they're all there just pumping based on hope and potential news. We will always be here to tell you the truth of what's going on. And like Mick says, the opportunity there for you at the moment is, if you take the joke token and you farm it with BNB, you will earn Night token off the Night Swap exchange. Personal opinion, again, not financial advice, but personal opinion, this is pretty much as low. I think that we're very close to the bottom of the market. Maybe somebody can pull this AMA up in 2 or 3 weeks' time and say, Simon, you got that one wrong, maybe. Because who knows? There's some people predicting Bitcoin to go down to 10 to 12k. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen, right? And if Bitcoin goes to 10 or 12k, I will be buying a lot of Bitcoin, because I can't really see it going much lower than that. But hopefully we're really close to the bottom of the market at the moment, unless something significant happens, like another lunar event. Anyway, who knows? It's I think probably autumn this year is where the bull run comes in big time, and we all benefit at that point. Because if you've bought joke token now and paired it with BNB and it runs, you do very, very well. In terms of the Night token that you're earning now, I think Night today is about 37, 38 cents. Who knows where that price of that token itself can go. So look, we're providing that opportunity for you to farm, earn, and if you've got Night, you can also raid the token. So the joke token on night. You can put night into a raid and earn more joke token. Obviously, we're pushing hard. We're getting to revenue, and just so that people know, it has been asked before, will people pay to go into our events with joke token? The answer is no, and that might sound counterintuitive, but if we were to charge people joke to get into an event, we'll end up having to cash joke in to pay comedians. So what we'll actually do is charge people fiat to go in to an event, or another metaverse token, not the joke token, and then we will sell or realize the profit from that to buy joke to push the price. So that's how that'll work. Let me just answer a couple more of these questions in there. Someone said, how many apartments were actually claimed versus created? I don't know the exact answer yet because we are still working our way through the spreadsheet. I know it's possibly coming up to 1,000 at the moment. There were 1,650 jungle cats minted, plus another 100 owned by the project. So when we closed the mint, it went to 1,750. So the max mint was 1,650 apartments. We've ordered enough apartments and penthouses. That's why we had to put a hard stop on it on the 12th of May, because every apartment that gets minted costs the project a significant amount, right? So that's why we did need people to claim, because if we minted all 1,650, we would pay for them all, and we would possibly have a significant number just sat there doing nothing that we would never use or have paid for, and then in the future somebody wants to come and claim them, and we weren't prepared to do that because that's dead money at that point, and we want to support the project as much as we can, and we want people paying attention, and those of you that have paid attention and done your claim and attended these AMAs and been part of the community are the important people for us. I don't want people in the project that just come in to make profit. Yes, we all want to make profit as we go forward, but I don't want people coming in just to go, right, I'm buying now, I'm waiting till it doubles or trebles and then I'm selling, because this is an investment for the long term. And you have to realise that this is a 2, 3, 4, 5 year project. It's not a 2-month pump and dump, which, if that's your thing and you like a moonshot, look, we've already been round 7-8 months now as a token, and we're building real business in the metaverse, and we've created a relationship with the multiverse guys that sort of puts us in a unique position, because we are the test bed for a lot of what is going on inside the Infiniverse. So we are going to be the first to be able to charge Metacoin for comedy events, or they are building these integrations for us. We will be the first to be able to have an NFT give access for free to a paid event. So the guys at the devs at the Infiniverse are using us as their beta testers for all of the dev that they know they'll have to do in the future, but they're working closely with us to make sure that we are happy, you guys are happy, and that the tech is delivered. But it means that as we're the testers, we get it done first, which is great for us. So we'll be at the forefront of that all the way through that development life cycle across the Infiniverse pretty much forever. So all of the things that, like San Shepard's testing things with NFTs, he'll want us to test first. So it will probably be the joke apartments and penthouses that may well be saleable externally, but there's again no guarantee and only my opinion at this point. Let me see if there's any more questions. In theory, the codes have to be redeemed before the city can go live, or at least the apartments have to be reserved ahead of time. That city is going to sell first. So Three Prongs has said yes. So the actual situation is, our apartments and penthouses, the locations of them are all already set in stone and reserved. So let's put it this way: if none of you claimed for 6 months, right? So let's put a scenario down that says 0 jungle cat holders have actually bothered to claim for 6 months. The first person that went in and claimed would get the apartment or penthouse nearest to the centre of that city. It's all already reserved. So those apartments and penthouses, yes, the city may well sell out quickly, but our locations are not going to be determined by the speed at which that city sells. We are already guaranteed the spots, and you will be able to go in, like I've said, on the 19th and watch the city grow, and you will see joke logos all over it. And that's, you know, like I encourage you to go and wander around, and you can go out to the outskirts of the city and you will see joke logos on buildings that have not been bought yet. So you'll see, obviously penthouses are going to be at a premium because people are going to be racing into that city to try and buy all of the penthouses up. But one, they won't be able to buy penthouses that are joke branded, and the penthouses that are joke branded are already set in their locations, because you'll see buildings that have a joke logo as the top floor, whether or not somebody's claimed them by that point or not. So hopefully that answers that question. They've put that wouldn't leave space for 10% of the apartments to be penthouses. Well, they are, like I say, they're already all allocated and all over the map, so we don't have to do anything. Hi guys, I'm sorry if this question is behind the curveball, as I've been out of action looking after my mother. I'm sorry to hear that. Obviously family is massively important to all of us, and so is simply clicking on the URL in the code going to attach the apartment to our Multiverse online account, or will we have to do anything else to process the claim? Simply clicking on the URL will claim. So as I understand it, and I've not tested it myself yet, as it's explained to me, you will click on a URL, you will log into your multiverseonline.io account, and it will say, do you want to attach this apartment to your account? And you will click yes, and it will attach it to that account. Obviously just be careful that you're attaching it to the right account, but I'm presuming 99.9% of people on here have only got one Multiverse Online account, so there shouldn't be an issue. Someone's put, oh, Big Ben, if the codes are already allocated and penthouse assigned to them, then how does the distribution start from the centre of the city out? Isn't that opposite from each other? This is all Mick's fault. No, I think it's random, but in an order. So you've the code.
How about we don't have to have all the answers to everything? You get the apartment.
Yeah, you get your apartment. You get what you get. That's what we'll say. Yeah. Jane says the joke apartments have already been allocated. Yeah.
And I know Big Ben, so I'm particularly making fun of him.
Yeah. Salty Dave says, when Bitcoin runs, will it drag everything up with it? And then joke will fly. Well, I think we all know that when Bitcoin runs, and if you're into your day trading on crypto, if you watch Bitcoin run, you can very often, pretty much certainly see the following couple of days, you see the other major tokens or coins like, ETH, etc., follow it. And then you tend to see the altcoins, and then you see the meme coins, right? So you see money flowing from one to the other. It's always, in my opinion, a good opportunity. And there's a lot of people that teach this, an opportunity to go and buy certain reliable projects that you believe in. And if you're already holding joke, then it will follow. because we are paired with BNB. So if BNB moves upwards, Joke moves upwards anyway, because we're paired with it. There's a lot of people that don't understand. You need to understand that a lot of the major pairs. So if, for example, we were paired with USDT or BUSD as a stable coin, we won't move up as quickly as we would do if we're paired with BNB. If BNB's moving, because you get the benefit from both. The downside of that is if BNB moves down, which it has done significantly over the last week, the price of the Joke token moves down with it, because our liquidity is part BNB and part Joke. So if the price of BNB drops, so does the price of the Joke token. So that's why if you look with BNB, if you believe BNB is low now and you believe Joke is low now would be the time to buy some of it. Especially if you're going to stick it in a farm and it's going to grow over the next 3 or 4 months. But again, not financial advice. Mick, I know you're in the wolf den. I'd be interested in hearing what you think the market's going to do over the next couple of months.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a fun season for most people. There's a saying in the overall investment market, sell in May and walk away. So a lot of big players pull their money out, then they go on summer vacation, and then towards the hype of summer, and then towards the latter part of summer is where people come back all refreshed and excited. So maybe August we could see a turnaround in the market, and then hold on tight for the end of the year, because people take profits for Christmas. So you gotta start developing your strategy, learn the market cycles. What Simon was saying was correct. Bitcoin moves first, and then the top 10, and then the top 50, top 100. Within a week or two, it trickles through the whole market, where if Bitcoin's moving up, the whole market will move up. If it's going down, it'll go down. But also pay attention to the local market. I mean, we have huge news with huge partnerships. We're going to be a billboard for the Infiniverse, essentially. So our name's getting out there. But, do your own research. None of this is financial advice.
we cannot stress enough how important these next few days are for the project. So if you are part of this project and you're invested in it, and you see stuff going out on our Twitter or our Facebook or wherever, please retweet, get involved, comment. It's an opportunity. It's a big opportunity for our project, and it is a massive opportunity on the 19th, because there's going to be tens of thousands of people going into the megastar city, seeing all these Joke logos appearing, wondering what the hell's going on. And we are going to be running some token education, and we're going to run an event which is crypto education along with comedy, obviously focusing on the Joke token. But we will be able to get thousands of people to come to that event, and get them involved in wanting to buy the token and understanding what we're trying to achieve. Because, like I said earlier, there's so many projects out there that are bullshit and do nothing, or they're just a shit coin or a meme, or they're just promising they're going to do something. We are doing it, and we're going to tell people, and we're going to show our faces, and hopefully they come to believe in what we're doing and join our community. And it's the community that will win. Like, it is all about the community. But going back to investment strategy, one key thing that people need to understand is, and it's missing so much from crypto, is like if you invested in like a corporate, like let's say you invested in Apple in the early days, you'd be a multi-millionaire. But it didn't happen overnight. right? None of these projects it takes most projects 10 years to get onto the NASDAQ or FTSE or whatever, right? I know things move a lot more quickly in crypto, but part of what people think is everybody thinks that I'm only looking to invest in a project that's going to 10x, 100x in a week, right? And those days are fundamentally over, right? Look at the people that are investing back into Luna at the moment. There must be, well, a lot of people are calling them the lunatics, but it's the lunatic asylum that are driving the price of Luna up at the moment. And if you want to take the risk that that doesn't go back down to zero, crack on. I know some people that have already made a load of money out of Luna, like because it went so low, they took a chance and stuck 50 or 100 bucks in, and they've probably 10x or 20x their money already, right? But it's not major money, but they're making money off of it. But where does that money comes from? It comes from the other people that are investing, and somebody has to lose. And trust me, there'll be plenty of people going to lose on that. Only personal opinion again, but you need to think like, I think there's a saying out there that says something like the dead man, somebody will correct me on this, but a dead man who invested does far better than somebody who trades, i.e. the person who tries to trade the market does far worse than the person who bought into the correct project and then came back a decent period later and found that their investment had gone miles up. It's the, like I can admit to, and Mick won't like it. Well, Mick will probably laugh at me for this one, but Guardian token. I had a significant number of Guardian token, and I sold a load of it, over 100,000 of it at what I thought was a good price. Let's put it this way: I wish I still had it right now, because that token has gone. Although it went up to $18, I think it's back to about $7-8 now, isn't it, Mick?
It's still in right below $10 now. It's actually.
Yeah. So, but well, yeah, that would have given me over $1 million. But that didn't happen overnight either. And what you need to do is look at the projects you believe in. Right, I personally believe in that project because I follow Nick Peterson, who runs Knight, and his team, and they're all doxed, and they hang around with some of the world's greatest sports coaches, entrepreneurs, football team owners, brilliant minds, right, that are all doxed, right? You can see all of these people in that project. Why wouldn't you invest in something that you believe in and you can see the people and you understand what they're trying to achieve? And that's what we're trying to say about Joke is, we believe in what we're doing. We're running a true business. We think we are, well, we know we're completely honest and open, and we tell people as much as we can, and we don't overpromise. There's too many projects out there that are over-promising on a daily basis just to get people to stick money in.
So they can pull the rug on them.
Well, not even so necessarily they can pull the rug, Antoine. It's just so they can keep projects going.
Yeah.
And
this is I just want to say this is the best project to me personally. Just not because I got my money in it. It's just because you can talk to the owners and it's tangible, and everything I said was going to happen has happened. So, it shouldn't be any doubts. This is going to be one of the best projects out there in the market.
So Dave, Salty Dave has put BNB as an amazing project, and it was a great move to pair with them. Binance, obviously is making big steps towards, well, maybe being the number one project, in terms of backing crypto and launch pads. But there's other ones out there like Phantom. I'm a big believer and I'm very bullish on what Phantom can do in the future. If people are aware what Phantom is, if you have a look at the Phantom Opera network, it's very, very young. It's got some great projects on it, and I'm invested in that because I know, or I think I know, that in 2 or 3 years' time it could be another BNB. But again, no guarantees, but I'm looking at the fundamentals and what's behind it and saying, right, I think that's a decent investment. But that's what I'm hoping people are going to say about, if you're not in the joke token, I'd like you to consider buying the token and getting involved, because long term we believe we've got a really, really bright future, and we are bringing some major names in, like Jay Reid, who's performing this week. Jay is the the launch. He's the front man for Bill Bellamy. Now Jay is really well known in the States, and
yes, sir.
he's great to have on board. But we've spent time talking to him. He knows that he's performing for free, and he knows he's not getting paid. But he knows that he will be one of our first acts to get paid as soon as we move to getting revenue coming through the Infiniverse, which isn't all that far away. Ben has put the Azuki dev pulled the rug 3 times on his investors. He was never doxed. It's amazing that people invest in projects that they don't know who runs it. Well, why would you? Because
You're crazy.
if you look at all the yes, I get the fact that people invested in Sheeb or Floki or any other, meme coin because they knew that a load of other people were going to flock into it. But look at Doge. Doge was a massive. It's still got a decent market cap. God knows why, but only because of people now sitting there thinking, well, is Elon going to do something with Dogecoin? I suppose it's completely possible, but my own personal opinion is, if I was Elon Musk, and I was going to get involved with a crypto project, I would start my own. So if you look, he's got the power to do whatever he likes with the market, like him buying Twitter, and Binance have contributed to that purchase actually. So if you see where BNB and Binance are going, they're getting involved with Elon, and that's got to be a good sign. That Elon Musk is, obviously the richest man on earth, but also how did he get Binance to invest $500 million in joint purchase of Twitter? So you think, you don't have to add up many dots to start thinking where the future is. But again, who knows? Who knows which projects will win? Somebody's put, not a stupid question. You can attach an image file in the ticket by clicking. Oh yeah. So I think there's a couple of people that are trying to claim their Oculus because they max minted during the certain periods where we said we would buy people an Oculus if they max minted during the launch of the Jungle Cats. Jane has just put, you need to upload a copy of the receipt so that we can pay you out for that. Hopefully that's not too difficult. Anybody else got any questions? Because I don't want to run this one much more than... I
have a question.
Yeah, go.
For people that have, sorry for being late, but for people that have multiple mints, what will be the correct steps, or are the steps the same for people that have multiple or that have 8 or 10?
Bear with me 1 second. I'm just gonna mute Antoine. Do you mind asking that again, because I couldn't hear you because there was someone else on the stage making some noise.
Are the steps the same for people that have multiple mints? Whether you have 1 mint or 10 mint, are the steps still the same? Do you need to have multiple multiverse accounts or just one?
One multiverse account, and you will get all your codes in the one ticket, providing you've provided all of your wallet addresses. Or, yeah, so you should have one ticket with multiple wallet addresses in it. But you only need the one. The steps are exactly the same whether you've got one Jungle Cat or whether you've got 50. It'll all go. Yeah, you will attach them all. You could, in theory, take the codes and give them to friends. So there's nothing stopping you. I don't know why you would do this, but you might do. Say your kids wanted an apartment and they've got a multiverse account, you could give one of your kids or a friend or a partner a code, and then they could click on it. But obviously, once that code is used once, there's no opportunity then to attach that apartment or penthouse to another account. So you could do it like that.
Okay, and also having them in one wallet, like, so for me, I have all of mine in one place.
You've got all your jungle cats in one wallet, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the wallet you minted them from?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. As long as it's the wallet that you minted them from, that's fine. Because it's only the minter, the person who minted the jungle cat, gets the apartment. So what I can't do is, if somebody's bought a jungle cat in the secondary market, excuse me, if somebody's bought a jungle cat in the secondary market, they're not entitled to the apartment. It's only the person that minted it in the first place, because the only way we could do it was take a snapshot of all the wallets that minted the jungle cats, because the problem is, if they start handing it around, in theory a jungle cat could have been through the hands of 3 or 4 people, if you see. But it's the minter that gets the wallet that minted gets the apartment.
Okay, got it. And the steps are still the same, whether you have one wallet address or if you have 10.
Correct. But
I got it.
you're best
Thank you,
off.
bro.
Yeah, you've created a ticket though, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. You're good then.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
No problem. Anybody else got any questions before we wind this up? Otherwise, I'll just give a quick overview. I'm just going to read through some of the questions.
Hey, Simon. Just wanted to say that I had mentioned last week on Thursday when Andy had sent his video, and we just kind of had a quick Q&A, but I mentioned about the contest that we're going to be doing for the emojis to be added to our Discord server. For those of you who didn't hear that last week, I will get that set up in the next couple of days. We will post I'm not sure exactly how we'll share this, but it'll be a contest, and I'm sure that we'll put it on Twitter and everything else, or maybe not. I'll let Simon decide that. But anybody who wants to create an emoji based on joke to go in the joke Discord or something that relates to our project, we will have a contest, and the community will vote on the best one. And then the winner, the grand prize for that, which was approved by Simon and Andy, is a joke apartment. So this is an opportunity for those of you who didn't originally mint one of the NFTs to possibly get an apartment, and hopefully we'll get a lot of participation with the community. But more info on that to come.
Yeah, 3K's asked, are alt space comedy shows incoming? Yes, is the answer to that. We're just finishing building the alt space place. I have had another project approach me who already have a very busy alt space comedy club and want to partner with us, but negotiations with that are ongoing. I've got another project as well that have approached us who run a comedy project in NFT worlds, and they want to get involved. Again, negotiations are ongoing, because if we want them using the joke token, we have to nail down exactly how that's going to work and how they're going to use it and how they get involved. It gets quite complicated at that point, but it's not quite as simple as going, yeah, just go for it. But there's loads of these opportunities popping up. Jane, you were in Houston, were you, this weekend?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we had the Tradenology regional conference, so I got a chance to meet a lot of people that are on this call.
Very, very cool. Good. And hopefully they were all majorly positive about what we're doing and the future of the joke token.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. You've put that the codes will be distributed via the tickets over time this week. Yeah. So I don't physically have the codes yet. That's one issue that we have. We will have the codes. I don't know when. So that's why I'm saying to people, please be patient. We will get to you all. And it depends on, at the point at which we get given the codes, how quickly we can get them out to everybody. But we will not allow the apartments or penthouses to be claimed until everybody's got their codes, because that's the only fair way to do it. Because otherwise I'll get accused of, well, XYZ person got their code before me, they got in before me, and they got a penthouse before me. But yeah, we're going to make sure we're going to make sure that everybody has got their codes before that claiming process is open. Crypto, it says, why didn't I get the heads up on Houston? I live here. You need to be paying attention to Tradenology, because it was their conference. So yeah, look, we can probably, Jane, in the future, if there's stuff going on in Houston, we'll let people know. Life Success says, how do I get the information on qualifying for a reimbursement for an Oculus? You need to open a ticket and send the details in a ticket, please. What does level 1 mean? Level 1 means you've entered, I believe, at least 10 messages into Discord. I might be wrong, but I think that's what it is. Right, so
Basically a participation prize, right?
yeah, you level up as the more you do, the higher the level you go to.
And just to clarify, to qualify to get reimbursed for an Oculus, you had to do the max mint for the NFTs, which means you had to mint 10 NFTs in one wallet. So if you meet that criteria, then you can submit a ticket to get reimbursement for that.
But just to caveat that, there were certain hours that was available. It wasn't available to all max minters. Okay, and we did get some at the time saying, well, I've already max minted, can I have an Oculus? And the answer will be no, because unfortunately we weren't in a position to offer a free Oculus to every max minter. We would have loved to have been able to, but when we were getting to certain milestones, like over 1,000 and over 1,500, we did offer, for very brief periods of time, the ability for people to get an Oculus. So it's not by any means all max minters. So it's only, I'll clarify the exact times, but it's not all of them, Jane. No.
Okay.
Hopefully
Thanks.
People can tell I'm maybe suffering. The voice is going. Any other questions before we wind this one up? If you want to anyone wants to put their hand up and ask a question, we can let you onto the stage. So just look, in summary, this week is a massive, massive week for the project. We need your help. We want all of you to help as much as we can. The point of having the Joke Megastar City in the Infiniverse is that we will, as a community, be located together. We will be able to work with each other. People will know about our project. Tens of thousands of people will see our project. It is our job as a community together to educate and tell people about the token and the NFTs. That is how we're all going to add value to what we are doing. The 19th is key. You wouldn't believe how important that date is. Hopefully you understand how important that is, because this Thursday we will be seen by tens of thousands of people. There's already enough stink being kicked up on the Infiniverse channel by certain people wondering why we've got our own city and they haven't. Like I said, we are important to the Infiniverse project. We are their test bed. We are now getting rewarded for being part of that, and the deals that we've done with them mean that we do get certain advantages over other projects. Please get involved. Please come along if you can. If you have got an Oculus headset, come in to the Infiniverse as it stands, 8 PM UTC on the 19th. It's going to be interesting. Tell people, show them your apartment, take them to your apartment, show them, go and claim, get in there. Tell them about the Joke project and what we're doing, and we will continue to be one of the major players in that metaverse. It is giving us a base, a solid base, somewhere that we can as a community live, and I don't think people necessarily understand how important that can be going forward in the metaverse. Watch the video of San Shepherd talking about the metaverse. Watch the video of the apartments and penthouses if you haven't, because you will see what you are getting. You are getting something so unique you wouldn't believe compared to everything else that's out there in the Infiniverse. People are going to be beyond jealous, okay? We will. So there will be opportunities for people to get hold of the apartments that are spare. So some of those that are left over, i.e. not claimed, there will be opportunities. We are going to obviously hold a percentage back for, like I say, well-known comedians and other people we want to bring into the project. But if you stick around, there are more opportunities. If you want to go in and buy apartments and penthouses on the 19th, I think we are probably the only people that know that time at the moment. So if you were to go in there at 8 p.m. on the 19th, you can get in and there will be penthouses and apartments for sale in that area. It will go pretty quick. There'll be loads of people going in there because this is how it works within that metaverse. People just claiming space, trying to buy penthouses, trade them, and upgrade what they've already got. So a lot of people are going in there and trading their existing or selling their existing apartments and penthouses to upscale and get better and better apartments and penthouses in better parts of the map, or what they consider to be better parts of the map. The more active our community and the more we do as a community within that map will be key to what we do as a project in that area. So we can win. We can win massively by being active and getting in there on the 19th and talking to people. Tell them about the project. We will be in there. Most of the team will be in there. The more of you guys that can get in there, the better. So, as always, appreciate your time. Really, really appreciate so many people sticking around to listen to me, even though the voice is going. I'm going to just have one quick...
Sorry, I've got one more question for you.
Go on.
So we'll have our AMA at the same time on Thursday as usual, correct?
Yes.
And then there's a Meta Landlords AMA on that day?
Is it scheduled for the same time by any chance?
Well, I don't know the time. That's what I was asking, if you knew the time.
Give me 2 seconds. I'll just let me just check.
I don't know what Domingo's arranged.
2 seconds. I'll check on Meta. Meta Landlord.
So perhaps if he can avoid doing it after 4 p.m. UK time, or UTC, sorry, if you can avoid doing it while people are rushing around trying to get their apartments, that would be helpful.
Yeah, he hasn't set a time yet, so yeah, maybe we can do that afterwards. Well, in fact, he can definitely do it afterwards. But we'll speak to Domingo and make sure it doesn't clash. Andy, is there anything you want to add while we're just here? Because I think...
Yeah, apologies everyone. I got stuck on a motorway. There was an accident. I've not. I think you've covered everything, Simon. Other than we're just working on a load of new shows. We're trying to pull those together this week. We are meeting on Friday, as you've said. I think you've covered everything. I think it's just going to be a really busy couple of days now, getting everything sorted.
Cool.
And yeah, as much support as we can have from the community would be really good.
Yeah, bro. There you go. Your bit was a lot shorter than mine.
Yeah, I know.
But if anybody wants to join the Meta Landlords community as well, we'll put a link to that. I'll drop it in the AMA live chat section as well. That's another project that we're involved in, and it's going to be a big supporter for us in terms of somewhere for us, our performances with the Joke community to take place. Yeah, Mick Foreman says please go and vote on CMC and CoinGecko. does make a big difference if we can do that. So yeah, if we can do that. Also, we'll put a lot of stuff coming. A lot of our socials going to be put out, and we're going to ask people to get involved, shilling, commenting, liking, sharing, all of that good stuff. But if you can do that, anything you can do this week, like as a responsible investor and somebody who's involved in the project, please do get involved in doing that. It really does help. You know, we're not asking you to do all of them, but just the odd one here and there, it makes a big difference. So with that, I think I'm going to draw this one to a close. As I always say, I appreciate you all. Really do appreciate everybody taking part. And we will see you on Thursday for the big reveal, for everybody getting their apartments and penthouses, and then we'll see the bun fight. So it'll be an exciting time, let's put it that way. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to go and get some throat medicine. So see you all soon. Have to be a quick one, Antoine.